Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another FIFA 22 video where today we're going to be sharing with you our 4-4-1-1 custom tactics. Now tactics are obviously very important in FIFA, obviously having a good team and obviously having the right tactics to blend with also your playstyle are really important when it comes to succeeding in FIFA. And when it comes to the 4-4-1-1, this formation is a formation I absolutely love because it suits the way I love to play. I just recently played in a formation that's kind of more about sort of pace and counterattacks and long through balls and things like that. And I was shocking. I lost all the games. I lost all 4 games that I played in it and just got absolutely battered. I changed into this formation and was just smashing people because the formation suits my style of play, and that's a really good takeaway from this video. If you only take this thing away, take away the fact that your formation should be dictated by your playstyle. Now, without further ado, going into the tactics, these are the tactics for the 4-4-1-1 that I used. Now, we've gone on defensive style, I've gone for balance. Now, I've seen, and I'm coming across, especially the higher and higher I go in divisions, I'm up to Division 5 now, the higher and higher that I go, more people are playing on a press, and it's something that's definitely becoming more popular in the game. It's not something that I personally like to play. Again, it doesn't suit my style. Now, if you're someone who does like to play on a press, feel free to try it out. But for me, I like to stay on balance, and it works very well for me. As I said in previous videos, with upping the depth to 70, I've decided to go a little bit higher. People are starting to get some better, higher quality players, so it is becoming a little bit more difficult to defend. Still not, impossible, still not super difficult, but I like to have 70% depth because I like to kind of push a little bit higher up the field, have more possession. I feel like I can defend counterattacks, but it just then allows me to then have that more control in the game, which again suits the way I like to play. I like to have more control of the game, and it just works very well for me. In terms of the build-up play, slow build-up, I'm pretty sure I've done this on every formation. I just don't like any of the other ones. Fast build-up works in some formations. Long ball can work really if you've got super fast players. But I found slow build-up worked really well for me. As I said, the way I like to play FIFA, it works super well. Look, the fast build-up and the long ball are exceptional tactics as well, and we will be using these in future tactics. But for me, for this formation, I think slow build-up works really well. Fast build-up and especially long ball works well in formations that are quite sort of wide, like a 4-3-2-1. Long ball would be perfect, and slow build-up wouldn't be very good because you don't have defensive midfielders. Typically with teams like slow build-up, if you're playing with CDMs, slow build-up will work very well, and the way that we're going to play with these midfielders will work very well for that tactic. We're then going for direct passing, works super well. Again, this is another one that I think a little bit different because I don't think forward runs is very good. My experience with forward runs is it does what it says, it pushes a lot of players up, but if you don't score, you are so open for counterattacks, and I feel like it's something that you will only use really late on in a game if you need to get back into that game. Possession can work very well. I've not had too much experience with this so far, but that's because I've been a real big fan of the direct passing. Now, possession might work really well for me because I have lots of possession, especially in my opponent's half. So this could work very well. But direct passing was super good, and especially if you're someone who likes to kind of speed the game up once you get into your opponent's sort of final third, which is something you really need to do. And this just combination is deadly. Offensive width, we've gone for 60. Last year I used to play with a 4-4-1-1. I used to play with this all the way up at 100, and it was really effective. But it was effective because of the game. Like the game last year was all about sort of spamming through balls and using the wings. This year it's not really like that. So at the moment, now it could change obviously in the future, it could change and become that, but at the moment you don't need to play like that. I find 60 width is very good. 6 players in the box, just have that extra body in the box because our 2 midfielders do get forwards, and then 3 and 1 for corners and free kicks. In terms of the instructions, we've got Edison on comes for crosses and sweeper keeper, of course. We've got a video coming out very soon on the goalkeeper, so it's definitely going to be something you want to be interested in. In terms of the 2 centre-backs, both on stay back while attacking, of course. And then the full-backs, I've got them on balanced, conservative and overlap, which is kind of my go-to with my full-backs. I don't really like playing with them on stay back because, again, I like to have high possession. Now, if you're someone who doesn't like to control possession and doesn't like to do that, you might want to have these guys on stay back while attacking. But because I have so much of the ball, I may as well bring my fullbacks forward, just have an extra 2 bodies to get involved in the play. And having Pereira and Reguilon get forwards is going to mean that it's 2 players further up the field are going to be free to make runs because maybe my fullback's going to be on the ball instead of, you know, my creative players, and they're going to be able to kind of find the space. So balance works very, very well, and it works especially well because we have Mahrez and we have Insigne on cut inside, getting behind and get into the box. Now, get into the box works well because I want an extra couple of bodies, as we did on the tactics screen. We had 6 players in the box. Having the extra couple of players to get in the box to be able to score goals, and Insigne, believe it or not, actually scored a header from a cross. That's how, you know, that's how important it is to get players into the box, have the extra bodies there to score. But the main one here is cut inside. Now, we have them on cut inside because we have Reguilon, for example, on the left, on balanced and overlap. Now, when balanced on overlap for Reguilon, he's going to really just parade up the wing. And because we've got him on overlap, he's always going to be going on the outside of Insigne, which means Insigne can go on the inside. So if Insigne, let's say, has got the ball on the left wing, he has the choice of laying it off to Reguilon, who can either whip a cross in, or he can just drive it into the byline and maybe look for a cutback, or Insigne can just carry the ball on the inside and maybe look for a through ball through to Havertz or to Immobile. So it works very, very well in this formation. It's one of the best formations that this combination of overlap and cut inside works well. It really works well on sort of 4-4-2 is another one that it works very, very well in, the left mid, left back, right mid, right back combination. So it only really works in those types of formations. Doesn't really work so well in sort of wing formations, but in this formation, that combination is deadly. Now, the 2 midfielders, Valverde and Ndombele, arguably the most important players in the position because these guys are going to have to do lots of running. So you need to make sure that these guys are probably 2 players that have got a little bit of pace about them and have got some good stamina because they're going to do lots of running because really we use them as box-to-box mids. We like them to get forwards, and they do get forwards, not necessarily to score goals, but they get forwards, and they're kind of the ones that spray a lot of the passes around, whether it be to Havertz, out to Insigne, maybe the odd through ball through to Immobile or Havertz or someone like that. So they need to do that job, but they also need to get back and defend because the likes of Reguilon and Pereira are on balanced attack. So they're getting forwards and getting involved in the attack. So if we do lose possession, we have a couple less bodies back because we don't have that flat back 4. We really only got Alaba and Militao back. So Valverde and Ndombele need to have a little bit of pace to be able to get back in position. But they also need to have obviously the high stamina because of the amount of running they're going to do. Now, for that reason, we have them on stay on edge of the box for crosses. I don't want these guys getting into the box because if we lose possession, we're not going to have anybody back to potentially stop a counter-attack, create a foul, do something like that. So I have them on stay on edge of the box so that they are there just to kind of protect the counter-attack. If you feel like you may be a little bit too open, you can put these guys maybe on stay back while attacking if you like. I find for me, because I like to have lots of the ball, balanced attack is the way I need to play. But if you're someone that doesn't like to have lots of possession, then feel free to put them on stay back while attacking. And then Havertz and Immobile, both on the same, both on stay central and getting behind. Havertz is kind of more the sort of centre forward, if you like. So he's kind of going to be, I want him to drift around a little bit more and kind of work off Immobile. Obviously, Immobile, your prime goal scorer wants to be the guy up top. Maybe you're more creative maybe your more creative centre forward or striker wants to be the one that sits behind. So if you've got someone who's got like really high pace, stick him up front, and whoever you've got that's a little bit more creative, that's kind of more of a cam centre forward, you know, a Firmino type player, someone like that will sit in this role and he'll still get goals. You know, Havertz has still scored plenty of goals for me, but Immobile is the main goal scorer and they work really well as a pair. And with the rest of the formation and the interchanging and the movement, and it just is very, very good. It flows very well. These 2 strikers link up together with the rest of the team and just create you so many chances, especially if you're someone who likes to have lots of possession like me. So that is it for our tactic video today. And like I said at the start of the video, this has kind of been set up for someone like myself who likes to have lots of possession, who likes to retain the ball, who likes to sort of have high pass accuracy. So if you're someone who doesn't like to play that way, these tactics might not work very well for you, but I do urge you to give them a try and see if they work for you. If they do work for you, let us know in the comments and let us know how they worked and went for you. Do drop a thumbs up if you did enjoy the content. Make sure you subscribe as well if you are new to the channel. If there's any other videos you'd like us to make, do let us know down in the comment section down below. But that is all for today, guys. Have an awesome day. I'm out.